Good evening, everybody. I hope we are live. Just confirm the same in the chat box and then we can begin the session. Yes, I can see a lot of people joining. All right. So, firstly, heartiest welcome to all of you once again in YouTube live session with English Shari. We are really excited to have you us. I think it's been a while since we had connected last time, and we got so many requests from all of you. So we are here again. Okay, thank you, Manmohan, for saying yes, we are live. Hello, good evening, Nikhil, Bhola, Satish, Sohan Singh, 1989. Hello, everyone. Amazing to see all of you again here. We assure you it's going to be an incredible time together. October is a new month we are meeting in, and I think this month is filled with new beginnings, festivities, and a lot of learnings altogether. So, we have got you something special lined up today. I just want all of you to be super active in the chat box. You can ask your doubts, you can ask your queries, and we'll try to resolve it one after the other. Now that we are officially starting this session, I'm thrilled to introduce you that today with me I have a special guest, Miss Hazel Paul. Good evening, Miss Hazel.
Good evening, Shruti. Good evening to all of you.
Amazing to have you here, ma'am. Miss Hazel is one of our top tutors at English Yari Dear Learners with over thousands of learners. She has been training every day. We are going to learn a lot from her insights, her takeaways, and I'm sure that you will benefit out of every tip and trick she's going to offer today. How are you feeling, ma'am? I think it's our first session together. So,
Yes,
what's
it
up?
is. I'm feeling excited, actually very ecstatic, and going live is a different, feeling. It's a next level of teaching. Yes, I'm feeling very excited to meet all the learners here, and I'm really, really looking forward to this session.
Oh, fantastic to hear that. To all our lovely audience, as I was just telling you that she's one of our expert tutors at English Shari, I would like to tell you that Miss Hazel has been a language trainer and a communication coach with over 15 years of experience. So today you're going to learn from the expert who has mentored thousands of learners. So if you have any doubts, any questions midway, you can ask and completely rely on the tips and tricks she's going to bring on table to us. All right. And mind you, one thing, as we are meeting after a long time, it was your request. So your request is our command. And along with your request, dear learners, whosoever would be actively participating in the session today, one of you would get a free session with our expert tutors free of cost. So I'm going to see who's going to be active here. And after 30 minutes, I'm sure we'll find the winner. So, Miss Hazel, I think we want them to be super active. We'll ask them some questions so that by the end we receive one learner with whom you can have one-to-one conversation. Are you excited for that?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. So, as we are here, and although we told our learners what the topic is all about for today's discussion, why don't you tell us what today's session is all about? What kind of topics are we going to explore, and what can learners expect from us?
Yes. Today we're going to look deeply into certain levels of learning. Like you must have heard how people, categorize learners into beginners level, intermediate, advanced. Now, what is this going to be? And where are you standing, or where am I standing with these levels? This is something we're going to find out in the upcoming questions. You will be attempting those answers, and from that you will be able to understand what the different levels are and where you stand with us, or where you stand in the level of understanding or learning English. This is what today's session is going to be about. We'll explore that today. And yes, you will have key takeaways, because we'll be offering tips and certain hacks which you can use and level up your wherever you're standing. If you're an intermediate, how to move forward to become an advanced learner. If you are just a beginner, there is still hope. You can push yourself and move on to the intermediate level, thereafter to the advanced level. This is something we're going to look and explore in today's session. So do I yeah. Yes. Yeah. So do
Okay,
do you
amazing.
yeah, do you want to know what an advanced or intermediate or beginner level is
For
now?
sure. We will like to know that. And I think today, as we have chosen this topic, many learners come in the session and they ask, can you please tell me what level of learner am I? How long would it take for me to become fluent? And what should I do? So, can I expect that after this session, all these questions and queries would be resolved? Can we
Yes,
say that?
yes, we can say that. You will be able to self-identify your level, where you stand,
Mm-hmm.
and how much more you can do to help yourself to, push your limits to the next level.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. And I can see learners writing learners level. Thank you. Waiting for the class. Okay. We are also waiting for your answers in the chat box now. So, just to tell all of you, today we are going to have a quick test of your English. Let's check out whether you're at beginner, advanced, or intermediate level. And based upon that, Miss Hazel will help you out to level up your English. Okay. Before we move ahead, as we have said that many times, beginners, intermediate, or advanced learners, why don't you tell us from your experience what actually a beginner, intermediate, or advanced learners look like?
Yeah. Actually, this is based on five categories. All right. First, we will be looking at the vocabulary, your fluency, your grammatical sense of grammar, structuring sentences, and comprehension. Finally, the most important magical ingredient, confidence. Yes. Now, yeah, if you are a beginner, you will have, most probably, we will have a limited amount of vocabulary. So we'll be using baby words. Something that you will be using is something that a grade 3 or 4 could be using. All right. And you would have been stuck with that and you're still using it. Even though you know advanced words, you forget to use them. And so so that vocabulary will be limited. What about fluency? There will be a bottleneck fluency. When I say bottleneck fluency, you will talk fast and then you will stop, or you will talk slowly and then you're at a loss for words, and you will construct sentences which have a very complex tense in there. I do not think even the native speaker would understand, like I go to school, full and full English. So these are basic tense, structures. You will not be able to make complex sentences, use certain advanced conjunctions, etc. That's for grammar. Now, what about comprehension? Comprehension is understanding. A beginner would find it difficult to listen to a native speaker and understand their English, or you will not be able to speak to a person who's speaking a neutral level of English. And confidence level, just because you cannot speak with such fluidity or with such ease, what is going to happen is you will be afraid of yourself, and every time you talk to someone, this loop will be there inside your head. I'm going to commit a mistake. I'm going to commit a mistake. Oh, they're laughing because I've committed a mistake. So the level of confidence falls. Your self-esteem also falls, and that attributes a lot. So this is the beginner's level. What about the intermediate level? Again, there will be a fluency, but you will be using certain vocabulary which is slightly advanced. However, you will have a lot of issues with tense and structuring of sentences. You will start well, probably, but when it comes to complex structures and you're talking to a stranger, you will be at a loss. If you're in your talking about your subject, you will be fine, but when a feedback question comes in, whoops, there we go. So that's an intermediate level.
I think
Yes.
this reminded me of our early English days when I was trying to improve on my English. So we had this habit. We'll prepare. Let's suppose tomorrow we have a debate competition. So we'll have our page ready, our paper ready. Oh, this is a material I need to present. So I'll just cram it as it is and present it out to teacher. By anyhow, if the teacher asks or cross question what you have written, you have no idea to it.
You,
So it
you know that,
happens.
yeah, some curriculums have rebuttals for debates. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. When a rebuttal question comes, or somebody asks you a question based on what you just said, you will be like, "Where did I say that? Did I say that? Okay, I have no clue what to answer." And this is the attribute of your confidence level. Yes, that is what happens with an
Yeah.
intermediate speaker.
And I think
But
Mr. Kailash said it right in the chat box. He said a beginner's mindset is filled with a lot of English speaking skills, but they do not know how to implement it. Is that right?
they Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. They wouldn't know how to implement it. They know everything. And you know where a beginner or an intermediate would speak? correctly when they're all alone. And then you will make questions and sentences, which is, I should have said it like this, I should have said it like that, why did I not do this? It all boils down to your self-esteem and self-confidence. When you start
True.
speaking and when there's a flow, yes, that is when you learn to, okay, I'm having a problem here. So we need to boost that confidence level. An advanced speaker, I wouldn't have to explain. You will know. They will have advanced words, vocabulary, and they know exactly where to insert those words. And it will come across fluidly, very smoothly. There would not be, unnecessarily inserting words, but it comes in very smoothly, and the listener understands as well. And an advanced learner wouldn't find it difficult to understand a native speaker, or any speaker for that matter. They can comprehend English in such a way, even if it is a not a native speaker, they can make up the understanding. Okay, this is what the person is trying to say. Whereas a beginner or an intermediate would find that very difficult. Yes, because basically their knowledge of tense and grammar is a little weak, so they cannot understand what the other person is saying. This is the major difference between an advanced learner and a beginner or an intermediate learner.
Oh, yes, I couldn't agree more. And dear learners, if you have listened to Miss Hazel perfectly fine, then you should now make out that a difference between basic or advanced learner is not just about the vocabulary words you use, it's about the knowledge you have, the kind of sentences you craft, the vocabulary words indeed you portray, but how clearly are you able to convey your messages? Season, it happens in sessions as well. Sometimes we encounter people saying that I want to be an advanced learner. So I happen to cross question that, okay, what would you do in order to become an advanced learner? I said, I learn 5 new words every day. They end up confining themselves in a space that, okay, in order to become an advanced speaker, I must learn vocabulary words. And I think we are here to debug this myth. It's not just about a vocabulary word, it's way ahead, be it a confidence level or the sentence constructions, the kind of words you portray, right?
Yeah, absolutely. When an advanced learner would know how to structure a sentence in all the different tenses, all right, and it should be used correctly as well. You use the wrong tense, you're probably, giving the wrong impression. You will see from the questions that we're going to ask you how important it
True.
is. Yeah.
Exactly. We have a question in chat box by Bhola. We are taking all the questions one after the other, so learners feel free to ask your doubt as well. Bhola says, I'm trying to learn new vocabulary words, but it is so sophisticated for me to use them in my day-to-day conversation. I'm finding it little more difficult, so could you please make it simple for me? What would you say to Bhola?
I would say to Bola, what you need to do is, when you're learning something, always, I'm bringing a tip to the table from what my mother used to tell me. Always be very shameless and selfish when you're learning something. Do not wait for a chance to use the word. Just use it. Just use it. Right? Use it in a day at least 5 times. So this word is there in your head and your heart as well. So when you need it, that word comes out. For example, you learn the word extrovert. The meaning of extrovert is outgoing or ready to mingle, a friendly person. You can, when you're having at your tea time, you can ask your friend, do you think I'm an extrovert? And your friend might say, what? And you'll say, wait, I'll explain to you what extrovert is. I'll explain. And you explain extrovert. So you've used the word 3 times already. All right. And you can use it by the end of the day, use it another 2 times. Okay. You do not have friends. You do not know whom to talk to. Please make it up, make sentences while you're at work. It just takes 2 minutes. Repeat those words and the meaning, construct sentences on your own. So you're doing this for yourself. Do not worry about what others are thinking. Let me tell you, you're not defined by the judgments of others. So
True.
move ahead. It's for self progress. Do it. That's it. Use it. Simple. All right. Be
Yeah.
confident.
Of course, and I think there's never a right time to start. Right time is now, so you can start from now onwards. I still remember there's some things that you recall when you move down the memory lane, as you told the words. So let's suppose I remember when I was in the learning phase. Once I learned a word called plethora. Now something which is excess. So I would make sentences with my friends. YouTube has plethora of information. That time YouTube was booming, and then anything I want to say for extra, I would use plethora. So now you have to introduce forcefully initially, but then it would come naturally in your speech and you would not even have to think twice about it. So, what ma'am is just saying you, of course, you have to take the initiative. No one is going to come and say, knock your brain and say, hey, use this word now. Yesterday you learned this. No matter
Yes.
how many words Miss Hazel teach you or anyone teaches you, if you're not practicing yourself, if you're not implementing it yourself, it's of no use, Bola. And I think this answers your question. Okay. So now, Miss Hazel, that we promise our learners by the end of the session, they'll be able to check their level of English. I think
Yes.
it's right time for us to bring the quiz on board. What do you say? Shall
Sure.
we?
Yes.
Firstly, we'll
Let's
test our learners. Based upon their performance, we'll give them some key tips and then we'll wrap the session. Done?
done.
Okay. So, all right,
Are they?
everyone. Now, yes, it's time for you to get really, really active in the chat box. Grab your phones, your laptops, you're sitting, just sit at a comfortable place. We are going to get ready. You have to participate. We'll quick start with some quick questions. Miss Hazel and I would ask you some questions. You need to choose the answer wisely, carefully. At the end of this quiz, we'll ask you all to share your score in the chat box. And based upon this score, we'll check whether you are a beginner, intermediate, or an advanced learner. Okay, so I want you to say ready in the chat box, only then we'll begin. Right? Perfect. Okay, people are saying, why did you stop live sessions? Okay, we stopped for a while, but with your request, we are back again. Okay, now that you are ready, yes, I can see Sai saying ready. Sham says ready. Okay, everyone is ready. Miss Hazel, I think it's time for us to shoot the questions. Would you like to
Sure.
bring the first question?
Yes, definitely. These questions are going to be on vocabulary, right? The
Okay.
first question is, and it's already posted in the chat box as well. Let me read it out to you. Choose the synonym for reluctant. Choose the synonym for reluctant. Your options are eager, hesitant, confident, excited.
Okay. See, for your help, for your better understanding, whatsoever question we will be asking you would also be pinned in the chat section. So all you just have to do is click on the chat section below and find the answer. Right? I can see people writing, yes, ready. Gautam says ready. Kalish says Sai, ready, ready. Okay, everyone is ready. Ma'am has already asked the first question, which is choose the synonym for reluctant. The options are on your chat box. Check it out. Oh my goodness, we already have answers here. Gautam says hesitant. Default Dairy says hesitant. Rajkumar hesitant. Okay, lot of votes to hesitant. All right, we'll wait for one more second. Let's see. Sai Kumar is saying the same, which is hesitant. Shams says ready. Okay, Kailash MKP says hesitant. We have a lot of votes towards hesitant. It's time for us to now actually tell them, is it a right answer, Miss Hazel?
Absolutely correct. Be hesitant is the correct answer. We did put
Wow.
one answer. I thought somebody might click on C, confident. Well, actually, hesitant is the correct answer. Directly the synonym of reluctant.
Okay, so can I say they got 1 point?
Yes, they did. Good job.
Okay, perfect. Make sure you count your scores because by the end we are going to ask you your score. So Gautam, Default, Dairy, Rajkumar, Sai, Shams, all of you were right. The answer to this question is hesitant. Okay, so don't take it so easy, okay? It was the first question we asked you, little easy. Now every question would bring a level of curiosity and complexity in your way. Let's see if
Yes.
you are able to cater it out.
Okay.
Okay, so the second question is you have to choose the synonym of conceal. She tried to conceal her flaws. Option A, reveal. Option 2, hide. Third, expose. And D is display. Reveal, hide, expose, and display. Again, we have pinned it up in the chat box. You can check it. Okay, Kailash has a question. Meanwhile, the learners are answering a second question. He says, I'm not sure that hesitant is the meaning, but some confidence tell me select that. Okay, so I think Miss Hazen, you were right. Kailash is now confused between hesitance and confidence. Can you please explain the difference to him?
Definitely. Confident does not mean reluctant, or the synonym, or it doesn't go with reluctance. Reluctance is not, you're not able to do something, so you are just worrying whether to do it or not to do it. Now, how will that be confidence? Yes, we're looking for the same meaning, word meaning, as reluctant. Synonym. Confident is totally not connected with reluctant. Confidence is something where somebody is absolutely sure of doing something and moving ahead. Then how can that be a synonym of reluctant? Think about it.
Mhm. Yes. So I think they were able to find out the correct answer. Majority of them answered it right. Okay, we have answer of the second question in the chat box too. I think we got super creative and yes, I can see. Rajkumar says hide. Farooq Ahmed says hide. Kulleen KH said hide. Monica hide. Gautam, Sai Kumar. Okay, Sai Kumar said expose. Alright, so we have mixed opinions. Some people are saying hide and some are saying expose. Okay, Kailash says hide. Rakesh says hide. 2X Sivananda says hide. Okay. So I think votes are for two options. One, people are thinking either it's hide or either it's expose. I think it's right time for us to drop in the ball. What's the correct option?
Hide is the correct option. Expose is the antonym of conceal. It's the opposite of conceal, right? Not the synonym. Synonym is similar words.
Yes. A small tip I would like to tell you. I think the answer was expose was given by Sai. Sai, this time we gave you one example or a sentence with the word in it. So whenever you're not sure what's the meaning of the word, try to understand through contextual method what's written before the word and what's written after the word. For example, we gave you one sentence which is she tried to conceal her flaws. Now, did she try to do what? She was trying to hide her flaws. So you can just take a guess and then later on find the meaning. Okay? Perfect. Sai says got it. He got your information. He got the things right. Now it's time for us to bring the third question on board, ma'am. Please.
All right. In the sentence, she has been a meticulous learner, always paying attention to every detail. She has been a meticulous learner, always paying attention to every detail. Choose the correct synonym for meticulous. Your options are A, careless, B, hasty, C, precise, D, indifferent. A, careless, B, hasty, C, precise, D, indifferent.
Right, again, for your convenience, we are trying to pin the same in the chat box. You just have to understand the meaning of meticulous. Synonym. What can be the synonym of meticulous? Okay, Kailash says, ma'am, I can't exactly find out the answer. Is it a sign of less vocabulary? What do you have to say, Miss Hazel?
Yes, it is, because you know what, the sentence is like Miss Shruti said. If you do not understand the word meaning, please check the context. So when you know the context, now suppose here you did not understand attention, always paying attention to every detail. Read it slowly. Read it slowly. There are no difficult words here. Just meticulous is the difficult word. She has been a meticulous learner, always paying attention to every detail. Now check the option. Do you think she was careless? Do you think she was hasty? Hasty means quick to do something, right? And indifferent. Now, if you didn't know the meaning of hasty and indifferent, you will.
You have already given the answer. Oh God.
Yeah,
Okay, I can
that's
see.
one out, one out. Yes, yes. Okay.
But many learners tried writing it before you explained. Rajkumar, Kulin, Prashant, Gautam, Kailash, Shivanandan, Sai Kumar. They said precise. Okay, wow. I think we have smart audience. They're able to guess. Yeah, simply as ma'am said, ask yourself, can indifferent justify the situation? Can careless exactly go with this word? The details, if she's paying attention to details, she cannot be careless, come on. So careless is just eliminated from the show. Now there are three more options left. The same way, try eliminating, and at the end you'll find your answer. Oh, okay, Kailash says I answered this question according to the context. See, you just got it. Not always you have to cram the words. Eliminate. Sometimes ask yourself, as ma'am said, very, very important thing. Even while reading, ma'am, I've seen people rushing up as if they have to complete the book, they have to complete the chapter, but they miss out on the words written,
Yeah,
isn't
it will be like one of the students I had a long while ago. If there's a difficult word, say it's meticulous. You know how he would read it. This is really funny. You've got to listen to this. She has been a no 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 learner, always paying attention to the. He would hum a tune over the difficult words. He would hum a tune. She was a no 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 learner. I said what? And there's a I can't get the word. I said read it, read it. Don't miss like
honestly,
she
I
said.
have to confess, I have done it in my school life a lot. There used to be some teachers, especially English teachers. Okay, Shruti, stand up and start reading. And now you have pressure. As you said, we end up thinking, am I doing things wrong? Am I not good enough? So the moment you're reading and you find there's a tough word, you just skip over and move to the next side. So I can agree. All right, so far we have covered almost three questions. All these three questions, if you notice, learners, were based upon the vocabulary to have a quick vocabulary test. Okay, now it's time for us to move to the stage two. Make sure you have an eye on the score you have made so far. Now, in stage two, we'll be asking you a few questions, and here we'll give you some statements. You just have to choose the correct options. Means three statements would be provided to you. You just have to listen to the statement, ask yourself which one is right grammatically, sentence structure, what's right, and just select that option and write down in the chat box to us. All right, let's bring this on to our learners, Miss Hazel.
All right. I'll read the question. Choose the correct option. Your option one is she did not went to the market yesterday. Option two, she didn't went to the market yesterday. Option three, she did not go to the market yesterday. She did not went to the market yesterday. She didn't went to the market yesterday. She did not go to the market yesterday.
Yes, for better understanding, check out the pinned comment in the chat section, give it a read, and understand what's right. Meanwhile, we have a question from Shivanandu saying that, ma'am, I think I was able to answer this question because none of the options sounds like she's paying attention. But what if all the options sound similar? Sometimes it happens, as today we gave easy options to them, they were able to eliminate. Sometimes they come across tough, there's a tough call. Which option should I go with? So, what to do in that sense? Elimination method doesn't work. What else can they do?
All right. Usually in an MCQ, this is the thumb rule of MCQs. Usually, if there are three options, two are distractors. Right? Two are distractors. And once you've been distracted, once you know, oh no, this is not the answer. Leave it out. Don't go back and read it. Don't go back. And that's only meant there. That's only put there to confuse you. All right, and then move on to the other two. Probably one is the answer, the other one is a confusion answer, option that's given to you. Do not go back to the two distractors. If there are four, if there are three, definitely one is a distractor, one is a confuser, and the other one is your answer. You will have to read it very meticulously. We learned that word, right? Very carefully. Read that very carefully.
Yes.
Now you will have to pull in all your knowledge of tenses, you'll have to pull in all your knowledge of contextual references, and then come to a conclusive answer here. Yes? Yeah.
Okay.
Do one thing also helps, leave that question for a while, go on to the next question, come back to it fresh after around 5 or 6 minutes. It'll give you a fresh perspective and it'll look as if you're looking at it for the first time. When you keep looking at it, it's like you're falling into a vortex. Do you get it? In the center, and you are like going round and round in circles. So leave it for a while, give your brain some rest, return to it.
Exactly. And meanwhile, we have a lot of people answering their options in the chat section. Again, mixed opinions. Now you have to help us. Prashant, Latika, Sonam, Kailash, Farooq, Rajkumar, Kulain, they all say option three is a correct option. All right, which is she did not go to the market yesterday. But then we have some people saying two. Sabir says option two is correct. Then Abhilash says she didn't go to the market yesterday. Rajkumar says she did not go to the market yesterday. Option 3, option 2. Okay, people are confused now. Which one is right?
The third option is correct. She did not go to the market yesterday. Let me give the justification. I think that's what you're waiting for. Now, did, the helping verb did, is the past tense of do. All right. So it's already a past tense. Did is a past tense. Again, we are using went, go, went, right? So went is in the past tense again. So you're using two past tenses here in option one and option two. And that's why that is incorrect. You use any one past tense. It's like saying she went to the market yesterday, or she did not went to the market yesterday. You're using two past tenses. That is
Yeah.
incorrect grammatically. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Am
Exactly. And I think that's what commonly people end up doing in their speech. Let's suppose they are speaking something, they are referring to past tense, again, follow the verb in the past tense, like making it a confusion. For example, I didn't knew that. Now you've already referred didn't, and then you're following it up by knew. Okay, so I hope we got the answer. All right. Yes, Latika, you're right. She says did plus vi. Perfect.
I?
Now
We
here
won.
is yes,
Good job.
V1 first form of verb. Here comes our question number 5. I'm sure you're keeping eyes on the scorecard as well. The three statements for you are number 1, I'm having two brothers. Second, I have two brothers. And third, I had two brothers. Now, you just have to select the right answer. Let's suppose someone asks you about your brothers. You say, do you say, I am having two brothers, I have two brothers, or I had two brothers? A, B, or C? Meanwhile, Kailash says, ma'am, can you explain how to introduce myself in an interview or someone else? What context should I say? Okay, Kailash, for this, we have had one live session based on especially interview preparation skills. So you can refer that live session. It's available on English Yadi's YouTube handle. Right, we have the answers ready. Prashant, Sai, Sushil, Kulleen, Kailash, Rajkumar, Monica says option 2. Sai says option 2. Gautam, option 2. Munira Ali says, I have two brothers. Okay, Ram, Latika, Sohan, Sonia. I think they have their just one side ready. Majority of them are saying option 2 is a correct option. That is, I have two brothers. What do you have to say?
Absolutely correct. I have two brothers. Simple present tense to show that currently you have two brothers. And why are the other two wrong? If you've given I am having is using the present continuous tense incorrectly. See, when you're showing possession, brothers, your brother, you do not use simple, present continuous tense. We use simple present tense to show that simple present tense is used to show regular habits, something that is present yesterday, today, and tomorrow. All right. It is a fact when we are showing universal facts and truths. So I have two brothers is a universal fact. I've got two brothers yesterday, today, and tomorrow as well. So when you want to use a fact, use simple present tense. Now, you do not use present continuous tense to show possession. Instead, we use simple present tense. The third option is wrong because you're indicating that now you don't have them. Either they are not there anymore or, not alive anymore. So that could be a serious conclusion. So you might not want to use that unless you mean it. I hope I've justified the answer. Any doubt?
Definitely makes sense. Okay, now we have covered two stages. First, we asked you questions related to vocabulary. Second, we asked you some common errors people commit, and I'm very happy and proud saying that learners at English Shari are able to find out the answer pretty well. Now it's time for us to add beauty to our sentences. I think phrasal verbs justify it all. Now in stage 3, we are going to ask you questions related to phrasal verbs and let's see if you can decode them. Miss Hazel, would you like to bring them on board?
Oh, yes, the notorious phrasal verbs. Now, let me give you the question. He couldn't blank the loss of his pet. He couldn't blank the loss of his pet. Options are get through, get up, get over, get on. Once again, your options are get through, get up, get over, get on.
Okay. Yes. Again, you can go out in the pinned comment. It's just up there. Check out and then think of what can be the right option. Many times it happens, Miss Phrasal, whenever Miss Hazel they are trying to use phrasal verbs in their language, they end up confusing because phrasal verbs sound quite similar. Maybe put up, put off, and then they get confused, isn't it?
Yes, they do. And usually phrasal verbs will have one verb and a preposition. Sometimes nouns are also there, but usually it is a preposition and a verb. Now you can change the tense of the verb by making it like getting on or got on or get on, etc. You can change the form of the verb, but you can never touch your preposition because I've seen people say, "Ma'am, he's not shut upping." So up is your preposition. You cannot use he's not wake upping. I said, no, you can't touch the preposition. It ought to be there as exactly as it is. You want to change anything here, getting up. All right. Turn oning the television, switch oning the switch. You can't touch your prepositions, you can touch your verbs. And yes, they look so similar. Let's see the answer for this one. Really excited to know this.
Yes, I can see people giving votes to option 3. Kailash, Gautam, Prashant, Sushil, Sai, Ellen Skill Squad, Rajkumar, Munira Ali, Kulleen. Okay, team up. Everyone, Monica, Ramgor, everyone is giving vote to get over. Can you tell us what's the correct option?
You're absolutely correct. Get over is the correct answer. But the common error that normally people make is they use get through instead of get over. But the correct answer is get over when referring to recovering from something that's emotional, etc.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think here we have quite an interesting question and we must check it out. Now, yes, Colleen says, Ma'am, I'm very confident in my writing skills. However, when it comes to speaking, I find myself at a loss of words and I fumble a lot. Could you advise me on how to overcome this challenge? And I think this is not just her question. I've seen many learners coming up saying that writing is their strong suit, but the moment they have to speak up, everything goes at stake. What do you have to say for it?
Yes. While you're writing, first of all, you've got time. Remember that. When you're writing, you've got time to write. But when you're speaking, you do not have time. It's spontaneous. You have to say the words in structure. You cannot stand and think in front of a. By the time you finish thinking, the listener would have left. Do you get it?
Yes.
The time factor is, yes, the time factor is very important. Then how do you come across and how do you get over this issue? You need to practice talking. All right, you need to practice talking. You need to join a session where you can talk to someone who is also correcting you as you move along or remind you this is the structure of the sentence. You could insert another word here. You need to practice talking. That's it. All right.
Exactly. That's why we have expert tutors because unless and until you practice under right guidance, you would never know what is going wrong in your speech. If you're able to write in English, that means you somewhere know how to form sentences, but it's all about practice. So make sure you join any of the expert tutors and you'll see the difference yourself. Okay,
Absolutely.
now I think we asked very easy questions, easy peasy questions. They were able to resolve it. It's time for us to level up and ask some grammar questions. What do you say, Miss Hazel?
Absolutely. Let's level it up. Let's crank it up a bit. Learners are
True.
getting good at this. I think English Yari is doing too good a job. You need to, and the learners are really getting good at this. Okay, you're
Mhm.
right.
Okay, now here is a question for you. The question is, by the time the meeting starts, I dash my report. Option A will finish, option B will have finished, option C have finished, and option D would finish. You just have to select the right option. Okay. Now, I think I also got one comment in the chat section saying, can you please explain me any sentence using would? So I think it's a right way of testing out. If you get it right, then well and good, else we'll explain out. Sai says, speaking is easy compared to writing. What do you have to say, Miss Hazel?
Absolutely. Speaking is easy. If you take a look at an infant, what does it do first? It starts speaking. because it's imitating. And then what does it do? After speaking, then it might start writing. Yes, it might start writing. So the first job the baby does is listen. And then what does it do? Imitate. So it starts speaking. Speaking is easy. You're absolutely right. Theory is tough because you need to learn the complexities of a language. You're right. Absolutely.
But still, people feel as if English is such a big deal for them. They come in the session, they say, I don't know what to do, please help me out. Isn't it?
I am surprised at this comment. I've heard it as well so many times. Let me tell you, we are in possession of some of the most difficult language all over the world, right? Most of the Indian languages are the most difficult. It produces the most difficult sounds, complex grammar structures, and we just use our language as if we're born to it, we're born into it. And the English language just has 26 alphabets and limited sounds. Why is it so difficult for us to master this? It is one of the most and easiest. The thing is the fear of committing errors. You've got this because you are the master of a very tough language, and you're trying to learn the most simplest language in the whole wide world. It's just your fear that's stopping you. So calm down, you can do this, right?
Exactly. And I think, Miss Hazel, as I said, level up. I can see the confusion building in the chat box right away. Some people are saying option A is the correct option.
Mm,
However, we have mixed emotions. Latika says option B, Sonia says option B, Kartik Das says will have finished.
mm,
Uh, and then we have people saying will finish.
mm.
Okay. So will finish, will have finished. People are confused. Please help us with the right option.
All right. Now, if you look at the first part of the sentence, always check that out. Or read your sentence once, twice, even thrice wouldn't do you any harm. You read, by the time the meeting starts. So we are not talking about now. Then when? Somewhere in the future. Did it happen already? No, it didn't. So we are talking about some time in the future, and you're not saying about talking about the starting of an event in at some point of time in the future, may continue for some time in the future, or and be completed in the future. These are the three things we need to understand. By the time the meeting starts, that is simple present, and now we're going to future perfect tense. So that will be subject plus will plus have plus the past participle form of finish, which is finished. And that's why will have finished is the correct answer, right?
Oh,
Will have finished in the future, right? So
yes.
you're telling, yes, you're not telling that you are promise. It's not a promise here. You're telling them something that will be completed. And that's why it's a future perfect tense, not a simple future tense, but a future perfect tense.
Yes, I hope it's easy now for you. Sometimes it happens. We just look at the first instance and then we choose the option. Be mindful of what is the tense used here. So I think only two learners were able to crack the right option. One, Karthik, and second, we got Colleen. Good job, people. Yes, you got the score. All
This is
right.
exactly, yeah, this is exactly what we're talking about. When I talked about advanced learners, they will be able to insert the complexities of tenses when you're much advanced. This is what we're talking about, all right?
Okay. Yes, let's move on to the next question, Miss Hazel, shall we?
Yeah. So we are now going to talk about some grammatical structures here again. Identify the sentence with the correct subject verb agreement, the notorious subject verb agreement. Options are A, the team are playing well this season. The team is playing well this season. Option C, the team has played well this season. Option D, the team were playing well this season. Once again, your options are A, the team are playing, the team is playing, the team has played, or the team were playing.
Choose the option wisely. It's a close call. Let's see. Again, the support team has already pinned it up in the chat section. Read it out carefully, choose the correct option, and we are eagerly waiting for your answers. Meanwhile, we got a question. The learner says, when someone speaks to me, I understand everything, whatever they speak about. But when I try to speak the same thing, I find a little complicated to speak. Could you please tell me what's my level, please, ma'am?
All right. So comprehending, I told you, you are able to understand, but you're not able to respond. So it should be somewhere around the intermediate. You know why? Because and communication is when I talk to Shruti, Shruti understands and Shruti responds back to me. Completion of the communication. This is communication. If your speaker is speaking to you, you understand and you're not able to respond, then the communication is broken. Yes. Now, you will be standing on the intermediate level depending upon your vocabulary, fluency, grammar, etc., what we discussed. So what you need to do is you need to practice in such a way that the moment you listen to something, you're able to confidently respond.
Absolutely. And I would like to add on to what Miss Hazel just said. See, when you're able to understand people, it's because you are taking the language a lot. The input is good, but the output is something that you're not working at all on. You see, people, they listen to podcasts, they watch a lot of movies in English. It's all input. You're consuming the content. Are you practicing with somebody? Are
Yes.
you putting the words out of your mouth? If not, if input is not is equal to output, you will not be able to see the results. So if you're able to understand, that means you've done good part on your reading, your writing, or probably on consuming a lot of content. It's now time for you to put that into practice by speaking with somebody who can tell you if you're right. Isn't it, Miss
Absolutely.
Hazel?
Yes, 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 absolutely correct. You need to practice continuously, or else your words, your fluency becomes redundant. Means it becomes like out of use. That's what I'm trying to say. So you need
True.
to practice.
Okay, again, we have the answers ready in the chat box, and I can see a sense of confusion. So, Sheel says option three is correct, which is the team has played well this season. Then we have Rajkumar saying option two. Gautam says option three. Monica says option three. Sonia says three, but then Rajkumar again comes to option C. All right, so C and B is something which people are yet to find the right option in. Here you go.
All right. So the team is playing well this season is correct. The team has played also is correct. Both the answers are correct because the team is a collective noun, right? The team is a collective noun, which means a lot of people are there, and this team is doing the same thing, that is the same activity, so it will be treated as a single subject, not a plural subject, which is why the first option and the last option is wrong. Is played is correct, has played also will be considered correct. Yes, because one is in the past tense, one is in the present continuous tense. Either way, is a singular verb, has is also a singular verb.
I hope it answers your question. And I think, Karthik, you used team were playing well. Now try to understand what just ma'am said. You need to understand the context. You need to understand the subject verb agreement, right? With these questions, we make out which part of your English is wrong. I think when people say I'm not good at English, they tell about the subject, they tell about the things in a broader perspective, but I think they have to narrow down which part of English you need to work on, whether it's tenses, if it's grammar, then tenses, prepositions, a subject verb agreement, what? If it's vocabulary, then which segment of vocabulary? If they're using fillers, what sort of fillers? So that what you need to work on, everyone, I would suggest you. Now all our questions were in front of you. We asked you 8 questions, few based upon vocab, few on phrasal verbs, some on the common errors people commit, and then few at the end were on grammar. Now, out of 8, honestly, I want all of you to tell us your scores. No cheating at all. We are trying to check your level. At what level are you, and how we can level up. So let's see if you're able to tell us the exact score of yours. Okay. Ishwar says verb error. Yes, sometimes it happens, and we end up making errors in form of verbs too. All right. So we have Colleen saying 8. Okay, Colleen, does that mean all 8 questions were right? Okay. Then Gotham says mine is 8. Wow, kudos Gotham, very good. If you're able to understand the meaning, if you're able to find out the correct grammar sentence, well done. Meanwhile, others are writing up their score. I want to know one thing from you, Miss Hazel. Many times, when a learner is a beginner, they put a lot of efforts, right? They are motivated that one day I want to be a fluent speaker. But somewhere in the middle of their goal, they lose out on motivation. They end up giving up that, oh, I'm not able to improve my English, let me skip it. What can be done so that they stay motivated throughout this process?
Well, if you have, one is an external factor and an internal factor. All right, you're in a situation where other people around you are not talking in English and they are ridiculing you because they can't do it, so you need not do it. Right, what if you become better than them? That's one thing. And second thing is, when they say these things, you have an internal conflict inside of you. Oh, X said that I can't do it, so I can't do it. B said I'm being ridiculous by practicing words that is not comprehensible. So he is right, she is right. So I agree. Okay, done. I'm not learning. Done. Right? So these are the two conflicts you will face if you are in a situation where people find it funny that you're doing this. They do not like you progressing. So they will pass comments in such a way that it affects your emotion. You will stop doing what you're trying to or striving to do. This is something you need to be very wary. Am I doing a progress? Am I doing something good? Am I progressing? Or can I do this? You are responsible for you, not the others. Do you get it? So if they say that you're not good enough, what you need to do is you need to step back a little bit, reflect on what they've said, and why are you even trying to learn English? Is it a window of opportunity? Is it for self development? Is it for progress? Or it's just your deepest desire that you want to learn a language that the whole world is speaking? If so, you should not let anyone stop you, first thing, because that is the first barricade that you're going to face. People judging and mocking and ridiculing you and making fun of you. Oh, I mean, you really thought you could learn English? Seriously? Are you going to talk like this person, that person, which person? Of course you are. Of course you are. What is stopping you? You understand? So to stay motivated, please stay away from negativity, first of all. All right? Stay away from, I told you in the beginning, be selfish, be shameless. Don't stay with negativity and try to, swim against the current. So do things which is conducive, which is helpful for you to progress. Don't mind other people. This is a window of opportunity. Yes, the entire world speaks on a common language, and that happens to be English. It's not our choice. It just happens to be. Try to do it. Do not listen to other people. Do not let others, dictate what you're going to do. Don't listen to their dictations. Listen to your heart. If you want to do it, you can do it. And don't stop. Don't stop at all. Yes, every learning has one knot. Yes, that knot, Shruti, ma'am, do you know? You have to reach a knot. You have to cross that, and then you once you cross that, you take off. We have seen so many miraculous learners here in our session.
True that. What ma'am exactly said is sometimes you end up losing motivation because, see, firstly, they are just going by the same preconceived notion. In order to improve my English, I have to go through the books, I have to read the articles, do this and that. Learning English or learning a language alone is anyway difficult, right? You would end up giving up because you do not know whether I am treading on a right path. That's why we always say have a companion throughout your journey. From day one, the person is with you. I think, ma'am, you would agree with me. Reason why people come to us every day in the session because language learning is not difficult when they learn with experts. It's
Yes.
not about the typical rules. Okay, today's class is on grammar and we learn grammar. No, we play it around, be it role play, storytelling, quick vocabulary activities, or quiz sessions, so that when they are with somebody who has already achieved the same path, they somebody who has gone through the same life, they will be able to tell them better. And I think
And
that's what
also,
learners have to
yes, that
understand.
is one thing, one major thing, having an English buddy here. And another thing is, when you've learned something, do you not want to display it in front of someone? Look, I did this. Yeah, I did this. So am I right? Am I wrong? I mean, would you correct me? Yes, she's absolutely correct. Ma'am is absolutely correct. You need to have someone who's a buddy with you and who's not judging you. All right. And yes, you have to meet us halfway through. There are some things you have to do, some things we have to do, and then we can make it a success.
Together we can make it a success. All right, and with this we mark 1 hour of session, though we thought we'll wrap it up quickly, but with your love finally we checked out the level. See, the reason we brought this up to you, we'll ask some question, was just to tell you that it's not about just grammar, just vocabulary. It's about how you think at the point. No one is going to ask questions. Let's suppose you're moving towards your school or towards your college. No one is going to ask you, hey, I'll give you 4 options, choose the correct option. The idea was just here to put you in a situation where you make a right choice, because while speaking you have to be spontaneous, as ma'am said. So here we checked out how quickly are you able to make the right choice of word, how you're able to form the right sentence with right guidance. And I think you did a pretty good job. I could see people writing 7 out of 8. I could see people writing 8 out of 8, 3 out of 8. It's okay. Don't dishearten yourself. Don't lose out on motivation. That's why we are here for. We were here to just shake you up and tell you, hey, it's doable. We'll do it together. Am I right, ma'am?
Absolutely.
And I think
Absolutely.
now is the time, as we promised, we are going to give a free session to one learner. Shout out to any guesses? I was really moved by a learner who asked so many questions in the chat box, and the person is. Okay, you don't have to feel that, oh, didn't we ask good questions? You all were super active in the chat box, but a learner whose questions were really interesting and intriguing. So the free session goes to Mr. Kailash MKP. I do not know the full name. You go by Mr. Kailash here. So congratulations, Mr. Kailash. Firstly, from first minute till now, you were here with us. So you deserve a free session at English Diary. You just have to do one thing after the session. If you have the app, download the app, English Diary, message out to the support team number writing that I deserve a free session. They will help you schedule your free session with our expert tutor and enjoy your journey ahead with us. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Congratulations, Mr. Kailash. And congratulations to all of you who have been here. I hope you have something for as your takeaway, and we've contributed to your understanding.
Ishwar says, me too. All right, see, to all of you out there, though Mr. Kailash got one free session, but I have a special deal as it's a festive season and everyone is here to enjoy an upskill. So, this festive season, English Diary is offering flat 50% off on expert guidance with tutors like Miss Hazel Pole, with over 15 years of experience with tutors, great experience and certifications on board. All you just have to do is select your time, select your tutor, and start your practice. Just do one thing. Everything about the coupons, about the discounts, it's just in the chat box. You can click and avail your discounts. There should be never delay when you are learning a new skill. Simply tell yourself it's now or never. Take action, and we'll see you in the session one on one. What do you say, Miss Hazel? Then we'll be able to guide them better, isn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely looking forward to each and every one of you, because you will have more to tell us when you join us, I know.
True that,
Yes.
the stories. And of course, we are going to do a lot of activities, provide you valuable feedback, on spot feedback, and your progress report in general. All right, on this note, thank you so much for joining us and making this a successful live. I could see more than 50 plus learners with us all together. Amazing. And as Ms. Hazel said, we tried adding value. Hope you benefit out of it. And for any kind of doubts, if you want any question to be answered, you can write down in the chat section. Once this video is live on YouTube, we'll look out to all the comments you have written and try to come live soon. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me, Miss Hazel, for this live session today. It was amazing having a session with you.
You're so welcome. Thank you, learners. God bless.
Wishing you